How's it going, guys? We were talking some Penn State football. A new development over the last day or so that I've kind of learned just recently. Penn State could possibly win the Big Ten still and go to the Rose Bowl. Yes, that is correct. That is a possible thing that can still happen because you know why? Ohio State doesn't have enough games, and unless they can get the Big Ten to change a rule for them, which we know how the Big Ten is. Uh, if somebody gets mad at them, specifically Ohio State, they'll probably change it. But well, anyways, in Indiana, they have enough games to play, but they have a COVID situation right now, I think, within their program. And if it doesn't get figured out by next week that they can play in the Big Ten title game, it would then go to the next team that has played enough games. If they can beat Michigan State this week, that means it'd be over Michigan, and Maryland doesn't have enough games. Um, So if Penn State beats Michigan State and Indiana is not has not controlled the COVID situation in the program by about this time next week, I think, then Penn State's going to the Big Ten title game unless they change a rule to let Ohio State in. But so yeah, that's how it would be. And I know it's crazy to think, but so you actually have a solid chance now of going to and winning the Big Ten championship and possibly going to the Rose Bowl. And that's crazy to think after what happened to start this season. And it's obviously, people were saying about how COVID was going to be such a big deal in terms of how you play on the field. Like if you control COVID, people who adapted better, whatever. And in this sense, I feel like on field play, James Franklin and the coaching staff didn't do a good job of adapting. But in terms of controlling the virus, they've probably been one of the best in the country. They haven't had a single game canceled. There's never really been any worries over a game being canceled because of COVID or anything within Penn State's program. And I think that might be a win for James Franklin if controlling COVID helps him get to the Big Ten title game. I think we should give him a pat on the back for it. In this weird year, being able to control COVID is a big deal. And of course, there'd be an asterisk by people saying, "Oh, well, you don't deserve it," which I can understand that. But in a weird year where COVID is almost as big of a deal as the opponent you're playing, then to me, 2020, which is going to be known as the COVID year, if you can handle COVID the best, that should help you get along to the Big Ten title game. I mean, that kind of makes sense. You would think. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to think. It's kind of funny. Ohio State and Indiana even would be so mad if that happens. Even if like Michigan State beats us and they go to the Big Ten title game, they'd be so mad. We would probably play Northwestern or yeah, I think Northwestern. I'm not exactly sure what the Big Ten West situation looks like, but so yeah, at this time next week we can be talking about a trip to Indianapolis to play in the Big Ten title game against the Big Ten West champ, which is crazy. It's crazy. Even if we don't, we probably don't deserve it anyways, but so I'm not going to be broken up if we don't go to the Big Ten title game. I think the Big Ten do everything they can and make sure a 3-5 team isn't in the Big Ten championship. I think they're going to make sure Ohio State or Indiana. Well, Indiana would get in if they control their COVID situation. I think they'll make sure Ohio State gets in if Penn State's probably looking like the team to get in if Indiana can't control it. So yeah, it's definitely odd. It's definitely just a weird year. But yeah, it's crazy to think that we actually have a realistic shot at going to the Big Ten title game now, and I'm looking forward to this week against Michigan State. Get that land grant trophy. Hopefully go to 3-5, and look towards the future. Crossover game, potentially a Big Ten title game. We'll see, but yeah, I thought I was going to be talking about Harrison Wallace today. I might still do that, depending on what goes on here in the next few hours. We are Penn State, possible Big Ten champions. That's what we are.